Good morning. Amazing weekend. I hope you have an amazing day. I went to a men's thing this weekend on Saturday called Ironmen, a training down in Visalia with about 7 of my guys, and we just had. It was good because the first time I went down for a training for this, I went by myself, and I just felt the Spirit of God that what could happen out of this ministry could be amazing. I'm not talking about numbers. I'm not talking about growth. I'm not talking about any of that. But just seeing man after man after man becoming free of himself and living life with passion and excitement and seeing his created value, and all that can happen out of this could be overwhelming. Then all of a sudden you look at it down the road and that man becomes free and excited about his life. He becomes passionate about being a father and a husband, and men really sharpening men. That Ironmen thing is a great concept, but I think we can get a little twisted as far as getting too focused on building up of a big ministry. And there was a guy that was pretty frustrated, I think, there at that and that kind of thing. But it was an amazing day because where it was amazing was our car ride home. We got a guy in our group that has been struggling with a lot of things for a long time. And he experienced the love of God in his life for the first time this weekend. And the overwhelming emotion and passion and freedom that I saw in him for the first time. And so we were on our way back, and there were 4 of us in the car, and we mentioned, my friend David mentioned something about what happened at Ironman, and he just said, and I just started talking, and as I was talking, I started losing control and just started sobbing, like more than I cry all the time, but I just lost it. I could barely even speak because I was talking about why I'm doing what I'm doing, and it's because I started talking about David, and I started talking about the other 2 guys that were in the car, just about why I'm doing it, because to see a guy coming in and being addicted to something, and then for him to experience that love of God in his life for the first time, and seeing his life being changed and transformed before my eyes because of the beauty of who God is. And as I'm talking, I'm losing it, and I'm looking back, and there's 4 guys sobbing in the car at the same time out of the gratitude for the relationship that they have with God and the freedom that they're experiencing. And there's nothing better than that. And that's the heartbeat of what it is. Follow me, following him. And that's what it is. And then that's how the early church grew. It didn't have a 5-point plan of how we're going to grow. It's just they experienced the goodness and grace of God in their life and the beauty of who God was. And then they just followed and became free of themselves and experienced life as God created it, not as man created it, and that's just to see all 4 of us, and just an amazing time of closeness. And that's what I see with Ironman. That's what I see the potential is. And I have nothing against Rick Warren, but he has a book called The Purpose-Driven Church, and the focus of it is just growing the church, growing instead of freedom of the individual and the passion of that person becoming free, one by one as they follow. There's beauty in that, and that's where my heart is. Some people are gifted in other areas, but mine is just seeing one man become free and then see what happens in that man's life. And then someone sees his life and sees Jesus in him and what's been done in him. Now all of a sudden somebody wants to know about, I know you, what happened? How what is this? Why do you have so much joy? Why do you have so much passion about life that you never had before? Anyway, that's it. Love y'all.